Very important that everybody who's watching this video understands and watch it to the end. It might make a difference between you actually winning the green card and getting the visa, or winning the green card and being denied a visa. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nafula. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend that you subscribe. But if you've already subscribed to my channel, I just want to say thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for watching my videos, liking, and even putting a comment on my videos. So today I'll be talking about something that's really important, so especially on the section of marriage. So today I'll be talking about the marriage because I received a hosting request from this lady who made a mistake of putting, married, but then she's single, but then she's been living with this guy for like a number of years. So she has an interview coming up and she's like, what am I gonna do? So that's why I decided to address this issue right now, because I know like this issue can really make you, like after you win the green card lottery, you might not be able to immigrate to the United States. Just from making a simple mistake like that, you put like you're either single and you're married, or you're married and you're single. So that's why it's important you watch this video to the end. So if you applied as married and you're single, but you've been living with this person for a very long time, there's a way around it, and I'm going to be explaining in this video. And it's important you follow the steps, because if you make a mistake and then you go to the embassy and then there's wrong dates in your marriage certificate, you're going to have a problem. They might deny you a visa, and you've paid for all those processing the visa, and going to the embassy and all that. It costs money, so you don't want to waste your money. So it's really important that you pay attention to what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to give you an example. Who got married under customary law, like they've been living together, they don't have a marriage certificate, they just went to the parents and then they said, we are married. So they're married under customary law, but then they don't have documentation to show that they are married. So if they show up to the embassy on their interview date, and then they tell the immigration guy that, we're married under customary law, America does not recognize customary law. You have to understand that. So you have to have proof that your marriage is recognized by your country, not just saying it. You need to have proof. So if you're in that situation, what are you going to do about it? That's what we want to find out, right? If you got married under customary law, the first thing you need to do, if you've been living with somebody for like, a number of years, maybe you have kids together, what you need to do is to make sure like, that thing like that exists already is recognized by your government. And if you're from Kenya, where I'm from, you can get something that's called an affidavit of marriage. And what is that? That's a legal document. And what that document does, it tells somebody that these two are married under customary law, right? So you meet with a lawyer or whatever legal team, and you say like, I've been married to this guy for like, 10 years. I've been married for 7 years. I've been married for 5 years. So we're not getting married now. I've been married for like 5 years. So when you get that document will state like this person and this person have been married under customary law from this particular date. So they will backdate that. So if you're married in 2010, they'll be like, this person is married to this person and they've been married since 2010. So in that case, if you have kids, they'll be like, they've been married for 10 years and then now you have like 5 children, you have 2 children, you have whatever children. But they will backdate it. You were married in 2010. So the affidavit of marriage will legalize your customary marriage. It will give it like strength, like it will give it legality. So when you go to like, like you have to present the document somewhere, they'll be like, this shows like, the government of Kenya recognized this as a customary marriage. Before you go any further, you have to understand that this does not apply to all the countries. This applies to only the countries that recognize customary marriage. Not all countries do. In Kenya, fortunately, customary marriage is recognized. So since it's recognized, having an affidavit of marriage is proof that you've been married. Okay, so now that you have the affidavit of marriage, you're like, okay, now I have the affidavit of marriage. Can I get a marriage certificate? Absolutely yes. So if you have the affidavit of marriage and you need a marriage certificate, you're gonna go to an attorney general to get your marriage certificate, like to do a ceremony over there, a little thing, or you can have like a wedding, whatever you prefer, right? To actually like formalize, call your people if you need to call your people, or just go to an attorney general and then get a marriage certificate. So this is where the affidavit of marriage comes to play. If you go to the attorney general to apply for the marriage certificate, when you get the marriage certificate, usually if you're single, they'll be like, you know what, the marital status was single and now they're getting married today, right? But you have been married since 2010. So the marriage certificate is not going to say single. That's a very important component. The marital status needs to say married under customary law. It's a marriage certificate. So somebody who's single, the marital status is going to say single because they're married today. But since you were married through customary marriage, the marriage certificate will say married under customary marriage. And then they might put a date there, like married under customary marriage since 2010. So the marriage certificate, the date on the marriage certificate will be today. They were married before under customary law. There'll be two different, like if you're looking at the certificates, a marriage certificate of a single person and a marriage certificate of a married person, there'll be two different marriage certificates. In that, the status of marital status, on the single it will say single, on the married under customary law it will say married under customary law. And that's what will save you when you go to the embassy, because the embassy will see the marriage certificate, the date is after you applied for the green card lottery. But then it said, as much as that date is after, there's that piece that says, oh, they were not single, they were married under customary law. And that's in 20 whatever. And even if there's no date there, some countries they don't put a date there, but you have the affidavit of marriage that states you're married in 2010, and then you have the marriage certificate that says, okay, this guy is getting married today, but he was married before. That's what will like validate your claim of you're married before you applied for your green card. So once you get your marriage certificate, this marriage certificate needs to be certified, like you're certified. And usually you get certified, some countries is a year, or the certification might last 2-3 years, depending on the country. So after you get the affidavit of marriage, you get your marriage certificate. The third thing, you're gonna get your marriage certificate certified. So when you go to the embassy, guess how many documents you have? You have 3 documents. And when you have these 3 documents, they say, okay, this person is married under customary law. As much as the marriage certificate says something different, they won't care about that date. You're following me? So let me give you an example. If somebody applied as married, but they were not married even under customary law, and then they decide, okay, I want the green card lottery, let me run to the AG and we get married today. And they don't have an affidavit of marriage. When that person goes there, the marriage certificate will state the date that they are getting married. So if they're getting married like in February now, it's going to state February 2022, right? So when it states that, when you go to the embassy, you applied for the green card lottery last year or the year before, right? And then now you're showing up getting married in February 2022. You will not get a visa, because guess what? You lied on your application, and they don't like people who lie on the application. America is very big on lies. So if you lied on your application, you're not gonna get that visa. So it's important that if you lied, you correct your lie before you even show up, right? I'm not saying, you know, like I say cheza kama wewe, the way I usually say, people from Kenya, they know what I mean by that. But if you know that you made a mistake like that, custom marriages are acceptable in Kenya, so you can go ahead and get an affidavit of marriage, get a marriage certificate, get your marriage certified, and you'll be good to go. The other way, where you're just going to get married and then you show up with a certificate, you will get denied, because on your marriage certificate it will say single and then you're getting married. It won't say married under customary law. But if you know a friend who won the green card lottery, or who have applied for the green card lottery maybe in the last year, make sure you send them this video, because this video might be the difference between if they make it to America or not. Marital status is one of the bigger things that makes people not to get a visa, not to get their green card approved. If your marriage, if there's doubt on your marriage and you cannot like verify, or you cannot back what you answered on your green card lottery, you might get denied. So it's very important that everything stays consistent. Your application for the passport, your application on your green card, and your application when you go to the embassy, all your stories need to match. If you're saying like, oh, I don't know this, I don't know that, you might be denied a visa. Hope this helps.